Hey y'all, Tammy here with Happy Arts Creation and welcome to my today. Do you guys remember me doing this? I did it in my big old tub and it's a commission piece for my neighbor that lives across the road from me. And it has sat and cured and it's just about ready to go. I only have a few things that I need to prepare for it. I'm going to fix up the edge just a hair. If you see right here, it's a little bit off. And I might sand down just the top, but I'm taking just regular isopropyl alcohol, just regular old alcohol. I'm spraying it on just lightly, like just a little scrubby. I got these at the, I don't know, Dollar Tree or something. And I'm kind of just going around like this. Now, this is not going to be a perfect piece, and I'm okay with that. It looks really good, and just see how easy that came off? So you see that even though it's cured and ready, when you put something like an alcohol to it, it's going to cause the paint to come off. And you see that there, right there. Let me get a towel. A clean, soft towel. Because my other one already has some blue on it, or some green. So I'm just going to, this is a clean towel, believe it or not. They stain, they don't come clean. Alright, and basically there's not a whole lot more going to go on to this. I've already cleaned the inside before I did it. I cleaned it with alcohol. So, and again, even now, I can spray it some more, get this really wet. But the inside I'm not really worried about. I just wanted to show you what you could do. Now, if I wanted to and smooth it out just a little, I can take some sandpaper that I have here. This here's a grit, 150 grit. And the lower the number, the rougher the grit. So this is kind of in between. And this one here is a 320, and it's very fine. So which one would I use on that? Well, it depends on what I'm looking for. So I run my hand around it like this. And maybe there's a little bit of, I don't want to get all the way down to the bottom, and just kind of smooth that out like that. And you can see you've got to be careful. Here's a little spot. Now, you know what? I think I actually, on this one, just need to use the saw. And I'm just smoothing it out gently. Again, I'm not worried about this because I'm going to show you what happens when you do things. Now, I am not going to take, this is dry, the part I'm using. I'm just wiping this off, okay? Because I don't want to get that alcohol on it, all right? Just getting dust or whatever on it. Now, that's about as simple as it comes. Now, let me show you something that I have. All right. Some people like them and some people don't. I kind of like them. You see these little pretty little, I'm going to call them resin dots. Well, anyhow, back in the day when I was a girl, they had pretty vases like that. And they just had that pretty, I don't know, I'm going to call it their enamel, the way they sealed it too. Now that was sealed with resin. But I needed to find a place that I could, or at least a way of doing this, that I could have it standing and let it drip off naturally, okay? I didn't want to sit it down. I didn't want anything on the edges or anything like that. Now, if I was wise, I'd probably make sure that I go and spray this with a sealer. And that is what my next step is going to be. Let me get it out here. Oh, that's a satin crystal clear. Let's see, is that the one I want? Oh, the other one, yeah, this is the one I want. And I'll take this outside, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to spray it and let it dry completely. Then the next step will be to resin it, depending on whether or not it needs another coat. So that's step 2. And I'm not going to show you that because I have to go outside to do that. Humidity is crazy, so it's going to be a real quick deal. But anyhow, once it dries, I'll have this. And I had to figure out a way to do this. I got just a clear plastic vase and a Nuke's 32-ounce cup. Okay? And I'm going to set that right in there. So when it's drying and when the resin is going off like that, it's going to drip. And I like it that it's going to drip, and it's going to drip on the plastic, not the little glass vase that I have there. Okay, so right now I'm going to go out and I'm going to go spray this. put a couple coats probably, and then I'm going to bring it in, let it dry thoroughly, and it'll probably be tomorrow before I start my resining. But I wanted to show you the next steps. Okay, I'll see you in just a few minutes, all right? Well, probably a little bit longer, but okay, see you in a little bit. Bye. Hey y'all, Tammy here with Happy Art Creations, and thank you for coming and visiting with me today. I do appreciate you doing today with me. I want to show you something before I get started. This is the beautiful, what I call her Pearl Shores, and she is dried gorgeous. Can you see the shimmer in her? Oh my gosh, those Arteza paints, pearl paints are just glorious. And ooh, look right here. Look at this. Oh my gosh, it's so gorgeous. So before I get resining, I wanted to show you this piece because she turned out gorgeous. She is for sale. It's a 10 by 20 gallery wrap. And if you're interested, just let me know. You can email me at happyartcreations@gmail.com. You can find me on Facebook at Happy Art Creations and also on Instagram, Happy Art Creations. Well, enough of that. Let's get on with what I'm doing here. Let me show you. Okie dokie. Well, today is the day I'm going to resin my commission piece for my neighbor across the road. Now I do just want to get this out of the way here. I'm not a, what is it? I don't promote KS Resin in the sense that I'm one of their peeps that help them. Not yet. Next time I order, I'm definitely going to sign up to be that. But this is the resin I'm going to use on it today. It's called KS Resin. You can find them at ksresin.com. Gives you all the information. Y'all, it's one of the best resins I've ever used. This one here has a 45-minute life on it. And so before we get started, I wanted to remind you of the steps that you need to take. Now, I painted this a few weeks ago, and I've let it set and cure. Then yesterday I went out and I sprayed it. I sprayed it with, where is it? Here it is. This Krylon Cover Max Clear, Gloss Crystal Clear. So anyhow, I put that, a few coats on that, and let it dry completely. It is ready to go. So, things you need to prepare yourself for. One, have your site ready with all the equipment that you need. Today I'm going to keep it simple. I'm guesstimating. I really don't know how much resin I need. Okay, so I'm thinking about 8 ounces. Now I just bought these, and anyhow, bought them at Amazon, and I'll try to remember to put the link. Anyhow, this goes up to 8 ounces, and I think I'm going to do 8 ounces. Okay, and then you need something to stir, and this came with it, and it came with a whole bunch of cute stuff. Stir sticks, a little bitty, let me get it real quick. Alright, what else? Let's see. It had these little stirry doodadders. It has 3 of these 8 ounce, and they're probably get 9, but 8 ounce. It has 2 ounce ones, which I used earlier on something else, and then it has these wee little bitty ones. So if you need to measure something and you need to have it pretty accurate, I think that's probably about 1 ounce, honestly. That looks like it might be just a little bit, but they're really cute if you're doing a small pour. But you know, I thought, I'm tired of using cups and wasting so much in that, and I can never get just the right size cup. And a lot of times here, so if I need a whole bunch of resin, I can use multiple of these, and when we're done, you just leave your stick in there and let it dry, and it will pull itself out, and it's clean again, and you can reuse it. So that was my whole purpose, is not to waste my money and have what I need. Okay, I've already wiped this off to make sure everything was clear. Something's on my little cup, y'all. There. Make sure your cup is clear of anything in it and anything that's on here. So this is ready to go. When you do work with resin, you always start with your hardener first. This has been sitting in my room. My room was a little cool, so I just put it in some warm water for about 5 minutes to actually warm it up a little bit and thin it out just a little, just because on this is not a regular piece. This is going to slide over, and I'm going to use my hands. Make sure that you wear 2 gloves, okay, at least, because you're going to be peeling them off so that you can also use your torch without killing it. That's why my other one is giving me grief. And then we have just the regular resin. They are 50-50. So you don't weigh this out. Okay, so I know I'm going to need 8 ounces. I don't think you can see this, but if you can, this is the 4 ounce mark. So I'm going to start with my hardener first, and then I'm going to measure up to the 8. So I'm going to have exactly the same, even though the resin is thicker. When you see it, it's thicker than the other. You do it in the same level. 50 of this and 50% of that. Doggone, there is a piece of hair that I guess is static. So I've kept my kitties out of this room since I put up my shelving. So I'm hoping, and this room is kind of toasty. Wow, there is something all over. Hopefully it's not my gloves. But anyhow, oh, there we go. I think it's static. But anyhow, and then when I go to mix it, I'm going to stir it up really, really good, and I'm going to set my timer because it takes 3 minutes, and you're supposed to dump it into another cup, and then stir it all in again, which I'm not going to do. I'm just going to stir it. It's going to be 6 minutes. So when I go to stir in my resin, then I am going to turn my camera off for a little bit, do my thing, and then I'll come back when I'm ready to pour it. Basically, this is all I need. I have my tweezers. I have my little doodadder that'll help me get my my torch going. I got my timer going here just about. Let me get it going. I had it open and out. And y'all, I try, and I've got it marked already. I'm going to do 6 minutes total. Got it marked, ready to go. Got this. I have my alcohol. Well, I did have my alcohol ready. And there it is. Your alcohol is your friend. It helps clean things off. So if you get stuff on your spoon or on your whatever equipment that you're using, this is a great thing to use to clean it off with, okay? I clean my table off. This is in a pan with some of this freezer paper, okay? So basically that's all. I've got my my jar. I've got it set up on a plastic here with this glass vase. Won't get dirty unless I put my hands all over, but it should be good. Alrighty, we got this all pretty inside, and the sides are perfect and ready to go. And remember, I want the little drips that come off of this. I like that little bit around there, and I think that my client will also. Alright, so let me measure, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Let me get my paper towels out of the way. And I'm going to come down just a little bit because I need to sit to do this. You know, when you're... I'm a nurse, and so I have to really make sure that when I measure medications out to give to a patient, that I need to be able to see them at eye level. So make sure, there's very few things that have to be exact, but when it comes to doing resin, you need to measure your resin exactly. So if I need to, in fact, I'm going to, because this is so hard to see, I'm going to mark my 4 with a black marker and my 8. Can you see that? I just did little dots. Little lines, okay, at my 4 and my 8, okay? I'm sure those will come right off if I wanted to without alcohol. All right, make sure that when you do your stuff, you are ready to go, because it's a time thing, okay? So you have to be ready, and it needs to be level, so wherever you're at, I don't know if it's, yeah, there we go. It's showing level. I don't know if you can see it, but it's right smack dab in the middle. And the same this way. Make sure whatever you have it on is level, okay? It's really important that you do these things. But when I tell you all these things, I just want you to know it's not hard, guys. This is just one of the few things you really have to follow. Okay, so have your tools ready. Measure exact measurements with your resin, half and half. And then... let's go for it. So I'm going to go ahead and measure in front of you so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to move this little fella over since I know I'll be stirring in a minute. Okay. So here we go. I'm going to have this at my eye level, and I'm going to put the hardener in first, and I'm going to have my head down at eye level, just like I would if I was measuring for my patients. All right. Sometimes too much is too much, and you don't want to give your patients too much. And if you have too much hardener or too much resin, then you are going to have an adverse effect. Something's going to be wrong, and I don't want to hurt my patients, nor more, don't want to mess up my resin. Okay? Alright, so that's as simple as can be. I did that eye level to eye level, and I'm looking down on it, and now here comes the resin. Just the regular resin. The resin is thicker. Alright, and then I'm bringing that up to the 8-ounce mark. So I did 4 ounces of one and 4 ounces of the other. And I'm going to start slowing down because I'm getting closer, but when I get up, the resin is thicker and sometimes it moves faster. Okay? So you want to be prepared of what it's doing. What I love about KS resin, I gotta take these glasses off. They're trifocals, they mess me up. What I like about KS resin is the quality that you get afterwards. The price is awesome. Yeah, I'm doing this a little bit slower. I'm pretty doggone close. Alright, so that's it. I'm going to put my lid on. Hopefully this is enough. My resin is ready to go to be stirred. I'm fixing to stir that, make sure there's no hair on that. Alright, I'm starting, and I am stopping my camera for right now. See you in about 6 minutes. Toodles! Okay, y'all, I got about 30 seconds left on my timer, and I want to show you a few things. I had to get a different stirrer. I needed one that was bigger and wider and wasn't as flimsy, and I have arthritis, so it hurts my hand, okay, if I do it too long. And so I have this big fat stick, and I've been using it forever. Anyhow, I go round the sides just like that. My timer's going to go off. Let me go ahead and... Oh, no, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and I'll go over. Let me dismiss. Ta-da! Okay, so what I do is I make sure that I stir. I go up and in, I wrap around, I wipe off my stick in between. During the time, I do that the whole time, and I make sure that I stir it really, really, really well. Now, I'm going to use this right away. The best thing to do, though, if you're going to be doing resin, is not to let it sit. Okay? So let me get my stuff ready here. I love this stick. Okay? It's big, fat, and chunky, and it's exactly what I need. So I'm going to move my little ditty over here in the middle. And as you can see, I've already signed my art piece for my... So it's ready to go. And you guys, let me move my glasses, because if I don't, make sure you have your hair pulled up, which I did today. I did. Let me see if I can turn it just a little and bring it down. Oops, there we go. I'm not going to go any further than that, okay? And really, you see there's lots of bubbles in it too. I'm not worried about it. I'm going to take my my torch and I'm going to get rid of the bubbles. And I'm also, before I get any resin on me, move my phone. If you don't want resin on it, get it away. That's all I'm going to say. Alright, so I am going to start. And y'all, I'm using my hands. So do you see how it pulls right here? I'm not worried about it pulling, because I'm going to get my hands in it. And I'm going to pour it over. And I'm going to try really hard. Now again, I made 8 ounces. Whether or not I need 8 ounces, I don't know. But I hate the thought of not having enough. Okay, and I'm just going to rub this in. Now, I probably could have used less. Well, I don't know. I don't really have that much left, see? That's it. So I think I might have thought just the right thing. And anything that's on my tray, I can probably peel some of it off if I need to. Let me set that aside. And I'm just going to rub it in. Like, I mean, just rub, rub, rub. Make sure that all these little dips and doodles. Now, because it's an odd shape, I still may have to put another coat. Okay? But I'm going to try really hard not to. I am going to use my torch just like I would anything else. Okay? And I'm working on making sure there's not a wad on the bottom. Okay. And there's some that's coming off, y'all. But now I'm going to take the time. I think I got enough on top. I like that it's spinning. And I'm just going to kind of go like that. Grab it. Turn it a little bit. And grab it some more. Turn it a little bit. Because I know I might have some dips and doodles in it. Just for the nature of it. Alright, I'm going going to make sure all of these areas, and you know, even, it sounds funny, even this place that has the hole for the, she has a handle that goes with it, part of it's wood and part metal. Push come to shove, now see there's some, I know you can't see it, but right here on this side I didn't quite get enough. So I'm just going to get what's on here. But I think, by golly, I think I might have picked the right amount. And you can feel it, you can tell whether or not something has it on there. So I want to make sure underneath these areas here are going to show. And it's going to keep running, so I'm not really worried about any of those dips and doodles and the things, the little beads that hang off. Wow. And y'all, you see how shiny it is? So when it runs, it's going to be, when you see it, it's going to be so gorgeous. And if there's something like whatever that is in it, well, here we go. We'll just go back over that area. And once it gets smooth, though, you might want to leave it alone. And then when I use my heat gun, it's going to cause it to move a little bit more, which I want it to. Oh, did I say I can take this where the holes are, I can actually drill it. If it becomes a place where it fills in, which it may or may not, I don't know. So I'm not going to work real hard on the edges. I'm going to try hard not to get up underneath though inside. Just the edges. Okay, now, remember I told you to make sure you have 2 pairs of gloves on. There's a reason. Because I'm fixing to take it off. And I'm looking. I am looking for anything because now's the time. I do see bubbles. So I'm going to take these gloves off gently. I kind of want to keep them clean as best as I can. Because I really, really don't want to get it all over this. And I usually do. Alright. Oops. Alrighty. And if I see any hairs, any things that don't belong, like maybe right here, I don't know if that's a bubble or if it's a piece of hair. Or maybe it's just a piece of the paint, and I'm going to leave it alone because it looks okay. Alright. Here we go. Bubble, 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 bubbles. Bubbles. And I'm going to go around. I'm going to start at the top. Oh my gosh. Y'all, this looks like a highly expensive art piece, a ceramic art piece. It's just beautiful. Okay, I am going to take it by just this little area right here and spin it because it's kind of hard to go to the back side where, there we go, got some more bubbles. Alright. And your torch is going to help you find those areas too. It'll smooth out and everything like that. So I'm going to sit down here and look closely because it looked like, I don't know if it was a divot, not a divot, but a place where this piece has a natural dip in it. Okay, so I'm kind of looking at the same time, trying to keep my glove clean so I can, because in about 3, 4, 5 minutes I'm going to go back and I'm going to torch again for any bubbles. And I like my little drips that are coming down. I like the antique-y look. There are some little dips and doodles in this area, but that's part of the area. It's part of the jar. Okay. Wow. I know, there seems to be a lot down here, but you know, I wasn't sure. And I think that if I went with anything less, I might have had not enough. Okay, so I don't know. Oh, that's good. And I'm just going to touch it. Now I have about 45 minutes to work on this. That's what I like about KS Resin too. You have a good work time. It's better than a lot of them. I do use one other one when I run out of KS Resin and I forget to order. I use one I get from Lowe's and it's Famo Art. It has a strong scent to it though. This is VOC free. KS Resin is awesome, environmentally safe. as with all resins or anything, you probably should use a ventilator or a mask. All right, or have adequate ventilation in your art room, okay, or wherever you do it. Now again, I don't want to over torch either, because I sure don't want to create any spots that might be warmer than other spots. And I'm going to quit moving it, okay, right now. All right, we're going to keep looking at this, but basically, y'all, this is it. That's how hard it wasn't. So I'm hoping and praying that people will get out there and try and do this. And if I have to put another coat on, I will. I'm hoping that it dries and kind of drips down nicely. And see if I find as I'm watching it, it's not dripping down like evenly and getting those little drippies that I like. Which I don't know if it's doing right now. Then I'll get just a stick right here like that. Go around it one time. Okay. Go around it one more time here and get it all around. So I've done it one time. It's going to continue to drip. This is going to be, I would say, dry to touch in 12 hours. So right now it is 2:36 in the afternoon. So about this time, or in the middle of the morning, so when I wake up, it'll be ready for me to handle. But generally it's 12 hours, and if you find that you, I got it jiggling, which I don't, I want it to be still. There we go. Anyhow, you'll know whether or not you need to have another coat on it. This is absolutely gorgeous, and if I do not have to put another coat on this one, especially since it's not a piece that people are going to use. Now, is that a doggone? I got to move it because I do have to look. I'm thinking it was a dimple where the resin wasn't on there, but I think it's lighting. Or maybe it's a dimple. We'll see. Nope, that's part of the resin. So since I did touch it, sometimes you can go back and take your torch. Oh, all right, got resin on my fingers. Have to use my thing. And because I just warm up a little bit and it kind of, but basically, y'all, there's some more little dots. Listen, a little bit of air bubbles here and there is not going to make a big deal, especially in a piece like this. Now, you do want perfect resin pieces if possible, but I'm not going to freak out if I do not have a perfect resin piece for something like this. I want it to look good though. So I'm going to mess with it until it is right. But anyhow, y'all, that's all there is to it. When it's done, I'll show you the dried pick. And I can't wait to show you. And I'll have the other piece ready. I'm going to sand that down. It's made of metal and wood, so I'm probably going to sand the little wood piece at the handle top. Here, let me show you. Uh-oh. I'm going to try to stay away from my piece. See it? I'm going to sand that down, and I'm going to sand this down. I'm going to spray this gold, okay? Because I think I'm going to just do it the gold since I put gold in the piece. So anyhow, y'all, that's all there is to it, and I'll see you next time to show you the finish, okay? Thank you for being with me today. If you like this video, please hit the thumbs up. Go ahead and share with your friends and subscribe if you haven't. Y'all, it's free. And it's free to subscribe. And so, man, I am so very thankful. Everybody's been so supportive. Everybody has been so pleasant. And I'm thankful that I can share this day with you today. Alrighty, spark some happy in somebody's heart today. And I'll see you next time here on Happy Art Creations. Goodbye. Goodbye now. Toodaloo. Goodbye. Hey y'all, Tammy here, and hooray, 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 we did it. Look, whoops, almost broken. I'm gonna leave this right here. But look at this. Hang on, let me move that thing. I don't need it anymore. For now. There, now you can, I'll bring it up. All right, she turned out gorgeous. Okay, you'll see that there's some ripples right here. These ripples are actually, can you see them? They're actually part of the vase or the jar, okay? So that's natural. And also down in this area, there were also some like designs or raised places. But other than that, There's not an issue one. I will not need, as far as I can see, any re-resining. This is going to be a one coat wonder. It is perfect. It is gorgeous. Look here how pretty. Look how pretty that turned out. And can you see my little bubbles? See them? They're pretty. Some people sand them off. And you know what? It's up to you. But I think they're pretty, and I think they add to it. And look at the inside. Perfectly clean. All right. So y'all, this is awesome. All right. So I'm going to set this down. And I didn't, where is that part? Oh, here it is. No, I didn't get to this. Just things happening. Still have my grandson here. We're still having fun. So life is busy. Or not. But even still. And hubby had shoulder surgery. All involved in all of this. So yeah. I'll probably take this outside and just kind of hand sand it if I can. If not, I'll buzz it. But I think I could probably hand sand it. Or, let me show you something if I can get it real quick. Hang on. Well, I'm going to pause you because I want you to see this because everybody needs to know about this. Hang on just a sec. Be right back. Okay, I'm back. So, I do furniture and I do some other things. Sometimes I need to strip some of the paints and the old things. Make sure that whenever you're using any of this kind of stuff that you use a respirator if you need to, but this one's a really good one. No harsh fumes, no methylene chloride or NMP. Anyhow, it's a really good, you can do this in the house, there's no fumes, and y'all, it is awesome, okay? Make sure that you use like chemical resistant gloves, so maybe something more than just your regular gloves that we use to paint in. But this is awesome. Again, if you're working with stuff that's old and it might have lead in it, be aware of that. Don't go sanding old wood. In fact, I'm probably, because I don't know how old this is and it may be lead based, I think I've convinced myself not to sand it, but just to soak it in this, and this just peels right off. So whenever lead paint is wet, it's fine, but when you have lead paint and you're sanding it and it has the dry particles, it's definitely going to be breathed in if you're not wearing a respirator. So please follow those safety tips to protect your body. It will do your body good. That's what I always say. Let's keep it happy, right? All right, this is the best stuff. And it will remove dried latex and oil-based paints. And it will, it strips multiple layers. So anyhow, I'm going to do that. And I'll probably even see what I can get off of this rust with it. Then I'll take this out and just use a Brillo pad or something and, you know, smooth it down, get it all ready. And then I'm going to paint this again, the little wood dealie. And when it's all done, just stretch it out. We'll put it in the holes, which are free. Well, make me a fibber. There we go. See how cute that's going to look when it's done? And of course, she's going to put her utensils, but it's going to be perfect. So anyhow, guys, basically, I'm going to tell you that it's done. It looks great. I have just a few things to finish it up, and this basically being the handle, and I'll be able to tell that my client that her piece is ready. So y'all, ta-da! You can do this. It really was not hard. I did it step by step with you. The video may be a little longer, and I really don't know once I put it all together. This is resin 2. It still needs to cure for a total of 72 hours to be fully cured. But in the meantime, I can handle it. It's been over, it's not quite 24 hours yet. But anyhow, I can handle it and not be worried about any like indentations of my fingerprints or anything like that. So y'all, it turned out gorgeous and I can't wait for her to see it. All right, y'all, I'll be seeing you later here at Happy Art Creations. Y'all, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Share with your friends if you want. Hey, this is anything anybody can do. Oh, I meant to show you too. Yesterday, I had a bunch of resin left over underneath my table here, underneath this little thing. As I after I poured it, I went, man, I hate to waste that. And I had that this vase that I had shown you before, and it just needed one more coat. It had some stuff still in it, and anyhow, look at it. It turned out gorgeous. Now, it is done. It has the pretty ripples. This is how I like it, y'all. Some people like it too. Back in the day, we had this. I mean, a lot of them were finished this way, and I like it. And I had even a young person say, oh, I'm so glad you didn't take it off because it adds to the beauty of the vase. So anyhow, guys, this is just regularly poured acrylics, you just layer it in. You can do just about anything when you follow certain guidelines. But I have this, I believe I have this one or another one that I did, and I have a video for that on Happy Art Creations on YouTube, just like this. So, guys, you'll be seeing the full how-to and how fun it is, okay? You can pour on anything, y'all. So I wish you a happy day today. Reach out and touch somebody and spark somebody's happy in their heart today. Go ahead and do it. It's not that hard. A smile sometimes is all someone needs to make it through that day. So thank you for doing today with me, and I will see you next time here on Happy Art Creations. Toodaloo. Bye-bye. Goodbye. Goodbye now. Bye.